Welcome to LobbyComply Pod from State and Federal Communications. We are your source for lobbying, compliance, ethics, campaign finance, and election news from across the country. Hello, this is Elizabeth Bartz, President and CEO of State and Federal Communications. Let me transfer you to Joe May, who will introduce this week's podcast.
Hello, I'm Joe May, and I have with me today on LobbyComply Pod, Renae Bomba. Renae, please introduce yourself and tell us what you'll be talking about today.
Hello, I'm Renae Bomba, Manager, Compliance Services. I've been at State and Federal Communications for 9 years, and today I'm here to discuss with you a more niche side of lobbying compliance related to investment fund representatives and placement agents seeking business with public retirement systems.
That is interesting because people wouldn't normally think of investment marketing professionals when they think lobbyist.
Exactly. I mean, people working in investment marketing typically don't consider themselves lobbyists, but the lobbying rules in many state and municipal jurisdictions do cover their activities, and registration and reporting is often required. Procurement lobbying is attempting to influence agency officials to secure government contracts. Obtaining and renewing contracts are the big times to worry about lobbying implications, whereas servicing a current contract is typically not considered lobbying.
What are some of the reasons why professionals in this field should be concerned about lobbying laws?
I mean, there are a lot of risks of noncompliance. I mean, that could be reputation and perception. Really, you're going to want to avoid brand damage to your company. You could be disqualified or lose contracts. There's fines and penalties, and could also be personal liability for employees.
Wow, that sounds serious. Can you tell us a little bit about the registration requirement?
Sure. Some higher risk jurisdictions require lobbyist registration prior to attempts to secure business of state pension funds. In California, registration is required by individuals before acting as a placement agent in connection with any potential system investment made by a state public retirement system. There's several medium risk jurisdictions where attempts to secure business of state pension funds by investment advisors could potentially trigger those registration requirements. However, the threshold in exceptions make it unlikely that marketers would actually trigger a registration. Many states also have bona fide salesperson exceptions where registration is not required if you're engaging in sales activity as part of regular procurement processes.
That seems like a lot to navigate. How do you help our clients keep compliant with all these different laws?
Right. So I gave a few examples, but this is a vast area of law that can vary from state, locality, and individual pension fund. I would urge anyone in the industry to give us a call to ensure proper compliance. We recommend a case-by-case assessment of an employee's specific level of activity to determine if registration is required. In many instances, registration is dependent on who an employee is communicating with, as well as his or her level and frequency of engagement. Also, as part of our investment advisor compliance program, we also prepare an annual investment advisor guide that is specifically tailored to investment advisors. It has updated state-specific reference materials that break down the different registration requirements by jurisdiction. This guide is really useful for a quick reference.
Renae, thank you so much for being with us today and really giving us information that we can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely. Here anytime, give us a call.
Thanks for listening to LobbyComply Pod from State and Federal Communications. For more news, visit LobbyComply.com. To learn more about how we can guide you along the road to compliance, visit stateandfed.com.